Okay, recording.
Awesome. Okay, so thanks for joining us, you guys. We have a ton of information to cover, and so I want to jump right in. I think the whole reason that we're here is to talk about volume, how to boost it for not just you, but for your team, how to teach your team how to boost it as well. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do a screen share of my back office, and I want to give you kind of a visual. Not because I fully understand it. I want to make that really clear. I do understand it, but I don't know that I'm going to explain it perfectly to you. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. I will tell you that I heard this information over and over and over again before it finally clicked. So don't be upset if you're like, what? Tonight, okay? And ask tons of questions, please. I promise you're not the only one that has them.
Yeah, because I still have questions on volume myself, so it's a kind of a tough thing to comprehend and grasp, especially when you're new. So
For sure. Okay, hang tight.
The challenges facing the country never stop. Neither does the U.S. Army.
Okay.
We train every soldier, every unit.
and
Okay, hold on.
and Tiffany, I put ask to start video on yours. See if maybe that helps so you can see the screen share. I don't know.
Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
So just bear with me and ask questions. Feel free to stop me along the way. But what I want to do, I want to take you through my back office. And I want to show you left leg, right leg, what it means to have a strong side and a weak side, and how to make those two work to your advantage to grow your paycheck, okay? First of all, let's go back home. I want to show you where to access all of this. Okay, it's taking a minute. Because, you know, I think we take for granted that some coaches aren't even sure where to find this information. So I want to start from the very beginning. Oh my goodness, today.
Yeah, huge shout out to Tiffany. She's on the call. She just signed as a coach today, so this is like very new.
Yes, this is very helpful.
Okay, good. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed.
Okay,
So,
I'll try.
Okay. So this is obviously the landing page for your back office. So in order to see your volume, can y'all all see still, because I can't see you? Can everybody see?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll come down here to this section right here, volume details. Okay? Oh my gosh, it's so slow.
Hey, you want some coffee?
So I'm going to be very, very vocal with you tonight about my personal income goals. And this is kind of a big deal because y'all are getting a big insight into my life. But I feel like it's important to just be really honest with you because it's how you're going to learn. So my weekly income goal, minimum, is $2,000 a week. Okay, and that is my minimum. That is my bottom line. That's not what I hope to have. That is my absolute, that's my non-negotiable. Okay, so in order to do that, it was important for me to understand what I had to have on my left side and my right side. Obviously, I didn't get to that point quickly. I built it. So I started off slowly. What would it take for me to make $100 a week? Okay, good place to start. All right, let's take a look. So I want to take you down here to one of my better weeks. Down here, okay, July 29th. You can see right here. So let's go over here. We've got left leg, right leg. Okay, so, hey, Kim, do you know how to make this go away? This screen right here?
No, because it looks different on my screen.
It does, okay.
Uh,
All right, that helps. There we go.
okay. That
Oh.
makes okay.
Okay, perfect.
And I love for you at all.
So, there we go.
This whole time I thought I was a coward.
All right, so you can see my left leg right here and my right leg. Clearly my left side is crazy high, right? My right side, not so much. So that's where my problem lies. So in order to make $2,000 a week, I know that my right side has to be 10,000 volume points minimum, period, okay? So every week, and you can look over here at my right side, every week my goal is to grow this right side. I work heavily with my weak side because I need to always clear that 10,000 to meet my goal, okay? So back up a little bit. And I said 100, but I'm going the other way. Before I wanted 2,000, I wanted 1,000. To get 1,000, my goal was 5,500 on my weak side. If you look down here, you can see where I was at one point, okay? And I worked and I worked and I worked and I built until I started to creep up
Skull, thank you very, very much for
to the point where I was hitting that 5,500 more consistent, okay? So it's taken a while to build. Okay, so how do I figure out what my team cycle bonus is? And this is how you're gonna understand what you need to do to meet your income goals.
you. Notice him otherwise.
So I look at my weak side. Right now, for example, 67.86. I'm a diamond, a star diamond coach, but a diamond and a star diamond make the same exact amount in team cycle bonus, $18. Okay? So I simply take, and I don't necessarily know why, nor do I care. I just know how to figure it out. So if you want to know why and all the ins and outs, we can connect you to the right people. But for me, I just need to know how to do it. Okay? For me, I take 67 times 18. As of right now, my team cycle bonus that I will receive tomorrow, if nothing changes with that number between now and midnight California time, will be $1,206. Clearly not my goal, but I know exactly what it's going to be. So pretend it's Monday. I know what I have to do to grow that number. Okay? I've got to work with my team. I've got to teach them duplication. I've got to teach them to do the exact same things that I'm doing over and over again. So let's say you're an Emerald. If I was an Emerald coach and my numbers looked like this, I would make $14 per cycle. I would do 67 times 14, and I would make $938. Do you see the difference? Do you see why you want to try to go from Emerald or from coach to Emerald? Because at coach, you're not getting anything for your volume at all. As an Emerald, you're making $14 per cycle, but as a Diamond, you're making 18. So if I was an Emerald, I would have made $938 versus a Diamond, I would make $1,200.
Well,
So,
and as an Emerald, you cap at 250, correct?
well, yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we're really talking about the true numbers, absolutely. So Angela, let's just take you for example. Let's pretend that in your back office, your left side is, and I'm going to write this down. Let's pretend your left side is at 1,000. Your right side is at 250. Okay? And you're an Emerald coach. You're making, so I'm going to take 2.5 times 14. You're going to make $35 this week. You want to make $100 a week. What do you have to do? Well, let's say that you've got 500 on your weak side. That puts you at 70. Okay, let's say you've got 750 volume points. Okay, now we're at 105. So you know, okay, I've got to have 750 volume points on my right side of my weak side, whatever your weak side is. And I need to, in theory, double it on my strong side. in theory, to get to that 105. So it's just a little equation for you to know, okay? And just FYI, both of us, Kim and I, can look at any of your back offices and see what your volume looks like to kind of tell you where you're at and what you need to do. So we can do that for you. So I know that for most of you, income is key, and that's kind of one of the reasons you're here. So that's important to know. And I actually tested this out earlier. So I went back to this week that I had in July to see if calculations were correct or if they were close. So let's see. So 10,932, okay? So I took 109 times 18, 1,962. Fair enough. Go to that week. Maybe before Christmas. Go down to that week. Look at the paycheck, at the breakdown, and what do you see? My team bonus is exactly 1,962. So that works. That calculation works. Again, don't ask me how, because I don't know how. And I don't care. It just works. So I always know what my team cycle bonus is going to be. Now, on the other side, if you look at the breakdown of my income this particular week, look at the total that I made, over 2,400. And look at where the bulk of it is, right here. All my team. Okay? This is super important for you guys to understand. Retail is great. Retail is so great. It's something you can do right now before you build a team. So don't ever discount it. But if you really want to make money in this business, you recruit and you teach your team to do exactly what you're doing, which is exactly what you've been taught to do. Okay? So I've got $320, and this was a particularly high retail week for me. Usually it's half of that. Subscriptions, these are people who have clubs, right? Obviously, this is a big chunk, all what my team's doing. And then my matching bonus, this is money I got from my emeralds, rubies, diamonds, that sort of thing. So I hope that you can see what you need to do to grow, okay? Okay, any questions about that?
No.
Before I move on.
No, looks good.
No.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is in terms of strong side, weak side, and placement. So again, using my business center as an example, you see that my left side is really strong. My right side is not as strong. When I recruit coaches, I always put them on my right side for right now. Because my number one goal is not rank. My number one goal is my paycheck. So, how do you know where to put people? There's a couple different places you can go. Number one, you want to know my business downline sponsorship drill down. You always want to know how many coaches you have on your left, how many coaches you have on your right. You want to understand that part of your business for sure. So if you don't know where to look for that, it's my business, my downline, sponsorship drill down, and you can see your entire organization. I'll just use, like I can come down here. These are all my personally sponsored coaches. I can check out one of my coaches, see what's going on with her. So you need to know that. But in terms of placement, going above and beyond just your sides, I use this right here, downline graphical genealogy. And if you've never played with this, it's not easy to understand, y'all. It's really not. It's a little bit confusing, but you'll never know if you don't play with it. So this shows your entire organization. It shows where everybody's placed. So when I go to place a coach on either side, but right now, like I said, I'm trying to grab my right side, so I use this. And I go down, you can see these are all the people that have canceled over the years. Has everybody played with this, or is this like completely foreign to anybody?
It's new to me.
Okay, good.
I haven't honestly even played with it that much either.
Well, and it's a little bit, hold on, can everybody see?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's really a little bit confusing, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's saying my screen sharing is paused, but y'all can still, okay. You just have to play with it, and you know, over time it'll start to make sense, and obviously with upline direction. So you can see me at the top, and then my first 2 coaches ever, what you see right off the bat. And then from there, just moving down the line. So over here, this is my left side, this is my strong side.
It's
This
not
side,
moving.
you can't see anything? Okay, resume share. There we go. What about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this left side, it gets no love from me right now because as I showed you, the volume is so high that I've got to build the right. So I don't do anything over here, which is unfortunate because those coaches on the left side get no love at the moment. Right now, these coaches on the right side do. So what I do is, again, me at the top. When I get ready to place a new coach, I move down my right side. See this arrow right here. And FYI, before you sign a coach, until you fully grasp placement, reach out to your upline, okay? And ask them what you need to do because you want to make sure, and this is crucial, and I'm just going to keep moving down my organization. You want to make sure that your coaches go on the outside. And I'm going to show you that real quick. And that's all we're going to talk about placement for tonight because otherwise it gets a little, see this guy right here, Michael Prezioso, on the inside, he gets nothing from anybody. He never sees a coach from his upline. Absolute horrible placement. And this guy right here, Jason Rowe, same kind of thing. These guys right here, as I'm clicking down on the outside, they're the ones that are getting love from their upline. Like this girl right here probably quit because maybe she worked hard and she never saw anything from her upline because of placement. So the quickest way to get a coach discouraged is to put them in a bad spot, even if you don't mean to. It's something that most of us never intended to do. We're all just learning. But you can show them favor from the get-go by making sure they go into a good place. Hang with me, y'all. Hi. There you are.
Yeah.
Yep. So y'all will start to see some of your names. And I also, as I'm doing this, I want you to see how cool this business is because every single person that you're seeing right now benefits my business. And it's not because of anything I've done. Some of it is. I mean, I'm not going to take away from my own hard work, but it's the fact that we all work together as a team. And that's what makes this such a beautiful thing. I promise there's a point to this. Okay, so I really want y'all to go in and kind of play with this at some point between now and the next time we talk, just to get a better grasp of who is it that, isn't your personally sponsored coach, but they're still benefiting your business. You may have no idea the gifts that you've been given. You have no idea who benefits you, but you need to. Anybody that you see in gray is inactive. Come on.
I wish there was a way they could reformat this to be.
I know. So I didn't have to do this. I know. Me too. Very frustrating. And you know what? Maybe there is. Maybe there is a way and we just don't know it.
Oh,
I mean, I don't even know that Heather knows of a way to make it any better than it is right now. And of course, it's just, okay, we're getting closer. So remember, I'm getting ready to place a new coach on my weak side. I'm looking to see where I want to put them, and that is why I'm doing this. I'm not complaining. Having to scroll down like this is a great problem to have, just not on a Zoom where y'all have to watch all of it. Okay. And, okay, here we go. So I just got to the bottom. And I think, isn't this your new coach?
yeah. She just signed. She needs a volume transfer, so that's why it's inactive.
Perfect. So I go all the way to the bottom, and here's an empty spot right here. This is where I would place my new coach. All I do is click on it. Boom. This user has been selected for preferred placement. Would you like to save this change? Yes. Okay, and that's it. Then you sign your coach. So sorry that y'all had to go through all that to see that, but it's really important. Outside leg, if you're able to control it. Okay?
So you always go the long way?
Yeah, because I don't know how else to do it. Is there, I mean, there's got to be a better way. I just don't know how. So I do that every single, but luckily right now I sign in my second business center and I don't have to go down very far. So that's easy. But yeah.
Because Heather just told me to go the preferred placement and just hit right or left. Does that do something different?
Well, yeah, and I used to do that too, but you can't control outside or inside when you do it that way. Exactly. And I screwed so many coaches over without meaning to because they got stuck on the inside. Because that part you can't control when you do it that way. But if you go down the line and click that outside spot, they're guaranteed to be on the outside. So, and I literally just learned that in the last few months. I had no idea. So
how would like for DJ, how would I do that? Like would I log into his and then place him that way?
Not necessarily. You could literally just search him right here. Pull him up in your graphical. Is that what he's under, DJ?
David, probably.
That's what I thought. Yep. You can just search him in your organization. Or, yeah, I mean, you could go to his too. You could do either. And you could just scroll right down his.
Okay.
Same thing.
Interesting.
Yep. And you could place them wherever you wanted them to go in his organization. I mean, I would probably log into his just to be on the safe side if you're signing a coach under him. But, you know, either way should work. So, yeah, it's super important. I've got coaches that work their tail off and really for nothing because they are placed on that inside leg. So no matter how many coaches I recruit, they see nothing, none of it. So anything they do is because they've done it on their own. And it makes it harder for them. So if we can help them by placing them, you know, appropriately, why wouldn't we? It just strengthens everybody's business. So like I said, I don't expect that to make perfect sense at this moment. So if you're not sure, before you sign a coach, reach out to your upline. Reach out to me, reach out to Kim, whatever you have to do to just make sure that your coach goes in the right spot. Otherwise, I guarantee they'll end up quitting because all of their efforts will be for nothing. I mean, you know, so that's that. Does anybody have any questions on placement? Are you completely confused right now? And it's okay if you are.
I am a little confused with putting them on the left side and the right side. Like, do I always, if I do sign somebody, do you always want to put them on that outside or? do you use
So-
both?
How many coaches do you have right now?
None.
Okay, so that, for this particular conversation, that makes it super easy. Your
Okay.
first coach is going to go wherever they go. The system is going to stick them there. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay?
Okay.
Unless, like, Kim, we could look at her organization, and if she's already got some gravy built because of what we're doing underneath her, like, let's say she's already got some volume points over on her right side just because of what we're doing. Maybe she wants to put her first coach on the left to start to create some volume over there. So I still say have us look just to be sure. And I promise you, one day it's going to be like when you rode a bike and you could not freaking figure out how to take off on that thing, and one day you just did. It's like that. When it all starts to click, you're like, oh, and it's the easiest thing ever. But just keep asking until it does. So that first coach really doesn't matter a lot. So when you get ready to sign your second coach, big deal, because you will then control the placement. Pretty simple. Your first coach is going to go, I think they always go to the right. Isn't that? I forget. Does anybody know? I should know.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I don't know where they go, but I've always had them go in and place them before they sign somebody.
I mean, I think it's a good idea knowing what I know now and having an upline that's always adding already underneath you without you even realizing it. I think it's always a good idea to have us look and see what kind of volume you've already got. So maybe you put them on the side that doesn't have any yet. You can start to get a tackle bonus as soon as you hit Emerald. But that second coach, you just want to make sure that they go opposite, and you can control that just like what I showed you. Or you can simply go to preferred placement on that first coach. You don't have to do that whole tree thing just yet. That's more.
And I'm looking at my genealogy right now, and I've only used that right or left, and everyone's on the outside. So
Are they?
yeah. So
Well,
I mean, I want to use the long way from now on, but it seems like everyone is okay with me. So
which is good, and be super, super glad about that, because I've got some coaches that after Diamond Dash, when we all started to look at our placement and they realized, oh my gosh, I'm over here on the inside. It was like, I didn't know way back when, 4 years ago, I had no idea. So in fact, one of them recently quit and waited it out and re-signed, and I was able to put her in my second business center up high on a better spot. So it's just really, really good information to know on the front. And again, if it doesn't make sense to you, you know who to ask. So just ask and we will look. I mean, I can see any of your stuff. She can too, and we'll tell you what to do. So
Okay.
that's what I recommend until it all makes sense. So, and that's what's great. You're not flying solo here. We do this as a team. So, okay. Any questions at all about anything we've talked about? It's a lot of information. Okay. And I just want to real quick reiterate that retail is super important, y'all, because number one, from a business perspective, in terms of your income and your personal growth, you can start to make money immediately. You can get your own Shakeology covered. You can do all those things right away. So retail is important. You are open for business the minute you click submit and become a coach. And when you sell something, I hate that word in terms of our business, but when you retail, you connect people to something that's going to make a difference to them. And that is such a great way to start building a relationship with them. Don't take it lightly. You build a relationship and maybe they're a coach at some point. So don't take retail lightly. Just know that if you've got really big income goals, you have to build a team. And then you have to duplicate everything that you've been taught with them. So just know that. That's where the big income is going to come in, is your team. Okay? Don't take retail lightly. Just know how important team building is. Okay. So, what's next? What should we talk about now?
I guess more of the specifics as far as how we figure out on how to move forward week to week. I know I've kind of mentioned how I've placed my team calls on Thursday nights, and Chrissy and I, since we've kind of joined forces, decided that we would do one Zoom a week, whether it's her or I, and that would just be like our team call. But since we're all benefiting from each other and working together, it just makes sense to do it that way than doing it separately. It saves us time. We get better information. We help each other all grow. So, we don't want to necessarily give you homework each week, but I think it's going to really help us push each other and stay accountable week to week as far as what we should be doing, how we can help you track that, if you're tracking it, and just work out the best system so that we get to a different place than maybe we are right now. So I guess the first thing that we both wanted everyone to do is to make a list of 10 people or more that you think needs a change in their life right now. And that could be fitness, that could be nutrition, that could be financial, that could be something different that they want as far as a job goes. Just anything that you feel you could have a conversation with those people, put them on that list, and then share that with us, take a screenshot. And then day to day, as we should be having conversations with people, add to that list. So say you have tonight you make your list and it's 10 people. Then, reach out to those 10 people, and then the following day add 2 people. So that list continues to grow and we can see who they are, and then, work in conversations. And that's kind of what this Zoom can, implement and help you guys with, is specific examples as to where you're struggling, what we can do to help you, and, just having different products available out there where we're all trying. Obviously, I don't use the same products as Christy. The next person uses something different than both of us, then we can all come together and learn about the products we're not using. So I think that that's a really good place to start. It's kind of starting small, but it's something that we can build upon. And then again, that's something that can be duplicated as more people join us and come into this group. So I've heard many, many times, is always have 10 in play. So make that list and always pursue and really connect with 10 people strong. And even if those people don't buy from you right away, they're still in play, and you can focus on building that relationship. So we posted different activity trackers, and for those of you who are super new to the group, just take a look at the different ones that we provided for you and just see what you think would work best for you. I made a couple visuals, there's a couple lists, things like that, where you can go through and see what works best for you, because what works best for me and what works best for Christy might be something completely different as to how you're successful. So look through that, and if you come up with something different, share it. But we're gonna, this group is about pushing each other and holding each other accountable. So, making sure that you really do the task, ourselves included. I think that we can really take some strides in the right direction together, which will be really awesome because we'll all see growth. So we also talked about having a place, and we don't really know if it's going to be a Word document or what we can do to make it where you guys can go in and edit, but have the people from that list and the conversations that you're having, put one conversation on this document, or whatever we come up with a day, and then we can go in and edit and help you with your conversations. So if you're stuck or you're struggling with something, put it in that document, and we can kind of help you along a little bit. So I don't know, that was kind of where we thought on that. Let's see. I think it's important that, you know, as we're going through the growing pains and, you know, kind of buckling down and making those strides to move forward, to not get discouraged and not to suffer in silence, because, you know, we all struggle and we all have frustrations in this business, but when we can really offer advice and help each other out of those things, then it just feels really good to know that you're not alone. So don't ever suffer in silence. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. And one other thing I wanted to touch on is a little bit of social media. I feel like that's one of my strengths, and I've been using Instagram a lot. I still love Facebook a lot. It's kind of my first love, but Instagram, I've been having some really great success. I met Tiffany on Instagram, and it's just kind of a cool place where fitness and health is a really big community, and everyone really wants to support each other. So being able to convert those people to Facebook or to email, or however you want to get them to having a conversation with you is pretty crucial. So I'm going to show you something real quick. And some of my team members know about Asana because I've talked about it before. But Asana is really cool, and Christy and I've talked about setting up our own separate Asanas where her team will be on one and my team will be on another, but it allows you to add team members to this database, and it's kind of like a team workshop. So you can put different projects as far as scripts. This is just an example where I put, can you guys see? Because I can't see Christy anymore, so I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
see. It's pretty small, but I can see.
Let's see if I can make it bigger. No, that's not what I want. Okay, did that get bigger for you?
I mean, it's really fine. I just can't read the words, but you're going to show us, so it's okay.
Yeah. So this is kind of all you need to see. It's I've broken it down. This is just, you know, an example of a conversation and how I progress in that conversation. And this is to somebody that I don't know. You can kind of tweak it as far as, you know, if it's a family member or a friend and you're trying to reconnect with them. But I have something in Instagram too where how I get people to kind of connect with me. And I'll just like a couple of their photos, and this is where I have some examples right here. And it's literally like pretty much the same thing that I'll say, but I'll tailor it to them. And then, you know, Facebook allows me to bring them over and have a real conversation with them and see what their goals are and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is really good because you can add everyone on this list right here can see my team workspace. So I can add to it, other team members can add to it. And again, like if you have a conversation that you need help with, this is kind of the cool place. But again, we kind of don't know if we're going to use this or we're going to just try and do a document that can be edited for now. But, you know, creating your posts that you post each day, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, it's really, really important to post with a purpose. I think we all get lost in the sense that we just have to post something. But when you can relate it to something that you're doing or why you're doing it, or instead of just posting a picture of your Shakeology, tell people why you love it, you know, why it's important to you, why it's helped you. So it gives them a reason to start a conversation with you. Because if you post a picture of, you know, your Fitbit and you burned 3,000 calories and a picture of yourself, well, what does that mean to somebody? Like, why does anyone care? Why, you have to ask yourself these questions because, you know, it's not just about your day-to-day stuff. You really want to help and connect with people. That's what we're essentially here for. So make yourself interested in them and not just interesting. And that's just, you know, what has really worked for me. And I really try and connect with pictures and picking certain things along my journey. So for an example for myself would be my dog. Everyone knows my dog Camden. Everyone knows that I have hypothyroidism, that I follow a paleo lifestyle. So I would say those are my top 3. And then formulate your story around those things. And that's something that becomes consistent so that people who are following my journey can connect with me on that on different levels and see my progress or see my struggles within that journey. So another really good thing that I've learned recently that I've tried to incorporate is where do your recruiting posts come in? Because as Christy said, you can't grow a business without recruiting. That just, it's going to break you. It's going to leave you tired and it's going to leave you exhausted. And honestly, the really fun part for me is connecting with new people and being able to get people started on their own journey through this business. So, you know, what kind of posts are you making about that? Why are you doing posts about coaching? You want to offer people the life that we lead. It's really great. And you want people to find a piece of their story in what you're saying. So I got that idea from Bonnie Engel. If you don't know who she is, I connect with her greatly. I love her. She's a top 10 coach. And she said on a call one day that she relates all of her posts back to coaching as much as possible. Of course, you have your workout posts and, you know, other things that you do, but essentially you want people to want to join you in this journey. And how do you do that? You invite them to become a coach, invite them to join a sneak peek. And that sort of thing. So if you want, I will do another quick screen share. Well, let me do that again and show you an example of a recent one that I did. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this one right here, I posted on my like page too, and I boosted the post. This is the picture I used right here. It's a year apart. Now, some people that post similar pictures to this, it's a greater span of time. But obviously, the pictures are different. And my story will tell you why they're so different. And I talk about my struggles and how Beachbody has been able to give me a sense of purpose and a sense of life and the life that I want to lead. And then I'm asking them, if you want to join me in this journey, fill out this form and we can start a conversation. It's not about putting the link up and saying, click here for, to join my group on my sneak peek. You want them to take that next step to possibly fill out a form or, and this is what my form looks like. It's really simple. I ask them a few questions. It gets submitted. I use Wufoo. Not to get too complicated, but it sends me a text message when somebody sends in their application, and then I can immediately go and email them and get that conversation started. So another really great post I just did today that got some really great traction is this one right here.
Hey, wait.
Oh.
Can I ask you a question before I forget? Because I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Do you prefer whatever that's called, Wufoo, for forms over Google Forms?
Yes, and the reason why is because I am scattered and not the most organized person. I love the fact that Wufoo sends you a text alert. You have that option. So with Google Forms, you have to remember to go check those different applications. You know, you might have 3 different or 4 different forms at one point, whether it's a new coach form, a sneak peek, form, and then a challenge group form. So you have to remember and juggle all those things. And as you grow and as you get busier, I feel like people are going to fall through the cracks if you just forget and then weeks go by, somebody's super interested and you're like, oh crap, like I forgot to check that form. So Wufoo works for me. It's free for the most part, and you can, unless you want to add a bunch of fields or questions to your form. So I pay for it, and it's like $10 a month or something pretty cheap, and then you can add as many questions as you want. But as far as getting alerts and all that stuff, it's free, and yeah, I like the fact that it alerts you. So
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. But this is, this post right here, it's relatable to coaching without mentioning anything about Beachbody or coaching. It just says, it's a cool feeling. I get a thank you note. I didn't mention Challenger. I just said it's really cool to, have somebody write you a thank you note personally that you're working with and that, to tell you that you're an amazing friend. Mind blown. Yeah, I should get a real job. That's funny. So people can connect to that because they see that and they're like, wow, I want that. I want to do that. That looks really fun. And it's something that can be done in a few hours a day to grow your business. So, that's just my 2 cents as far as what has been working for me recently. You don't have to just plaster Beachbody and, little things that stick out to people will go a long, long way. And, maybe sit down within your power hour, take 30 minutes and plan a couple posts that you're going to post throughout the week. Take the picture, jot some ideas down as far as what's going to go along with that picture. So then you can just copy and paste or expand on that, and you're not spending a ton of time each day with your posts. You can kind of have a game plan as far as what and when you want to post.
And you know what, y'all? I don't get ready very often. I'm just going to tell you that. I don't know if you can tell, but this is me every day, and I do not want to take a picture of myself like this, ever. So I don't. So when I do get ready, I might change my shirt 9 times and take 9 different pictures, right? Because it's so rare that I flat iron my hair. I'm going to flat iron my hair for you tomorrow, by the way. I'm very excited. Mainly just because it's time to wash it. So
yeah, me too.
Get a selfie stick, and if you ever do catch yourself, you feel like you look pretty good, snap a picture, just anything, and just save it. Because just like she said, if you're planning posts, you could look solemn, you could look happy, you can look silly, whatever. Just snap some pictures and save them, because you can caption those and use them for so many different things. And social media is crucial, and I will tell you that I have been very inconsistent with my social media and almost absent for the last probably 2 months. And my business is reflecting that in a big way. Like you saw my volume drop. It's not exclusively because of that, but it's got a lot to do with it. If you're not showing up and people aren't seeing your face, they're forgetting about you. So that consistency is important. And also you can come up with a formula. If you're an early riser, maybe you always do a post at 6, maybe one at noon, maybe one at 7. If that's not working for you, if you're not getting a lot of action, change it up a little bit. But maybe your first post of the day is your motivational. Maybe your midday is about your workout. Maybe at the end of the day, it's a recipe or a family post, whatever works for you. But like she was saying, try to figure out how to tie all of them into who you are in this business, okay? And think about what you want to see online. I don't want to see about somebody doing the same thing every single day. I'm going to stop looking after a while. Love you to pieces, but I'm not looking anymore. So I need you, like that's what Kimberly's so good at. Every photo is eye-catching. Her posts are so fantastic, so we can take a lot of lessons from her. And that's what you need to do. You need to find people that are really great on social media and learn from them. What are they doing?
And I'll say real quick that, like, especially from my like page and my Instagram page, it's like I copy paste, like it's the same post. It's just a different audience. And that's another really good reason as to why I'm liking Instagram, is because it's not so timed out like Facebook, where you get traction at certain times of day because of the algorithm and how your like trends go, I guess. With Instagram, it has more to do with hashtags and you know, things like that. So you can change it up and you're gonna reach an entirely different audience. And there's ways to, you know, gain followers. And for people on my team, I have, and anyone that in here that wants it, I have Shalene's newest version of Instagram Impact, which is her Instagram Academy. It's over 25 hours worth of Instagram training. It teaches you how to build a brand, how to build an Instagram account from scratch. I haven't even used it yet. It's something I need to sit down, but it's such great content. And you guys are more than welcome to use my login. I'll just throw it out there. You know, I've kind of thumbed through it, and some of the videos are literally like 3 or 5 minutes long. So there's a lot of modules and a lot of chapters, I guess, so to speak. But you can sit down on your lunch break and watch a couple quick videos and, you know, just kind of keep rolling. So I don't know. I think that it's a good addition to just Facebook. That's just my personal opinion lately. And for those of you that, you know, really want to step out of your box, I'm really trying to myself grow enough courage to be more consistent on Periscope, because I feel like that's a huge deal right now, and it's only going to grow from here. So and for those of you who don't know what Periscope is, it's a live broadcasting video app that is linked to your Twitter. I don't use Twitter at all, but you can interact with people just like this live, and they can answer questions, ask, and you can answer questions. So it's kind of cool. But again, I've only done it a handful of times, but so I don't have any feedback as far as how it can grow your business and what's working for me personally. But this is my next step. So do you guys have any questions on social media in particular, or have you found things that you struggle with, or you post something that's really great and you don't understand why it's not getting any feedback or comments or whatever? Likes, I think, are somewhat important because it raises your algorithm to get into people's news feeds, but you really want, I would say, more comments. I ask a lot of like silly questions, probably almost once a day, like, what's your favorite cheat meal? What's your favorite movie? You know, things like that people like will take that 2 seconds to answer. And then I have, you know, 30 plus comments on a silly question, but all those people are interacting with my page, which is always a good thing. Or I guess my question, you know, that I'll ask you guys too is, you know, I think we're all a little apprehensive on throwing our struggles out there, but the things that you struggle with are probably the things that you need to touch on and get comfortable with talking about. So if it's motivation or if it's, eating and nutrition, and you're on this journey and you take steps forward and then you take steps back, just put it out there and show people that you're real and that it's okay to do that, because that's what's going to connect you. So going back to my question is, if you feel comfortable here to tell us why you aren't talking about that, or you don't feel comfortable like doing that sort of thing, like maybe we can help you formulate certain posts that will, get you started on that.
And I'm going to share a call that was on Janelle's page. I don't know if anybody here's seen it, but it was a guy named Mark Shaw from the UK, maybe. I'm not sure, but he is a social media guru and didn't really do anything special necessarily. He simply realized that it's called social media, which means you're supposed to be interacting with other people versus like, look at me, oh, look at me again. You're supposed to be engaging, which means sometimes you have to put your struggle out there because there's probably somebody that needs to hear it, and we're so self-centered that I'm sorry, but in all reality, no one cares about your life unless it relates to something about them. And that's just the truth. We're all selfish creatures. So no one really cares if you did 93 push-ups today. They don't. What they're going to come back and tell you is, oh, I did, because it's really all about them. So we have to cater towards you have to stop and ask yourself, would I want to watch this? Would I want to look at this? Would I stop scrolling for this? And if the answer is no, you don't need to post it. So, okay. And I'll post that call in the page.
But yeah, I want everyone in this group to not be intimidated. I feel like since it's just Christy and I, it's not like a huge big team, and it's a place where we can literally bond together and really help each other out. This is a completely safe place. Like, if you feel like you failed on something and you really need help and you don't know why, share it. I'll do the same. Christy will do the same. I think that, keeping up with weekly things and breaking it down into smaller chunks versus the end goal, it'll be something that we can take baby steps together and move in the right direction. That's our goal.
Can I ask a question about Instagram?
Yes.
How do you find people to reach out to? I feel like my Instagram is kind of saturated with coaches or people who are already selling something of some sort. How do you find people like me who were the right people to reach out to for Beachbody?
Okay. That was Tiffany, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I will usually connect with people that like my page or like a photo or comment on a photo. It's usually the same people pretty frequently. Or, I'll go to I wish I could show you, but I'll go to a community page that I personally can connect with those people. So for an example, Paleo Oh My God is really awesome. I love her stuff. She's super cute. She has a dog. She has a paleo cookbook. And she has a great Instagram page. So I'll go to her page. Let's see if I can, maybe if it'll let me. Oh, well, on the computer, or I'd show you. I'll go to her page, and where her followers, the number that says, so say she has 230K, you can click on that, and it'll pull up all her followers on, in a list. And I'll just go down and friend request, follow all those people. Some people will follow you back, some people won't. But, and then you can use an app called Crowdfire, and it links to your Instagram, and it'll tell you who's following you back or not. And you can go back in and delete the people that aren't following you, or you can look at their account from there and see if you have anything in common with them at all, and then just delete them or reach out to them or whatever. But I use that as a method to connect with people that have big Instagram pages that are kind of generalized. You could do like mom fitness stuff, or people that are military wives or spouses. You can find accounts like that have a big following, and try and connect with those people. And again, hashtags, think outside the box. So for an example, Danielle Hinson, who is in Insanity, she created the hashtag years ago, Move of the Day, and that was kind of her hashtag for all of her workout videos. So if you go to Move of the Day, probably 8 out of 10 times you're going to see a plethora of her videos. So that's a hashtag that's kind of significant to her, and her followers know that. So usually I try and create a couple of those for myself. That way people who are searching for me through a hashtag can find me. But yeah, use hashtags that are centered around things that you like, things that you want to connect with people on, and that sort of thing. And of course, I save those hashtags. So you're allowed 30 hashtags per picture. So I pretty much use the same hashtags all the time. I might change a few here and there, but I just make a note in my phone of 30 hashtags, and then I'll go in and just highlight them, copy and paste them into my picture. So I'm not sitting there having to hashtag 30 different things each and every time I want to post something. It'll just save me time. So I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yes, that was very helpful. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool.
Okay, and I just did a chat real quick, but what about hashtags on Facebook? Like, is there a
I don't know. Some people use them and some people don't. The only time I know that people have looked at that and found me through a hashtag is, I think one time I posted something with hashtag paleo, and it wasn't paleo, and some girl was like, you shouldn't use the hashtag paleo if it's not paleo. So obviously people see it. Like, okay, yeah, no, I know, thank you, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. But so obviously people see them. I've never tried to search people through hashtags before, but I don't know. I think it's more like if I'm going by people that I follow, it's more like just kind of a funny like pun, I guess. Like the one I used today with my thank you letter, when I said, oh, I should get a real job, I put, just kidding, my job is awesome. And something else. And it was just kind of like adding to that without having to put it into my story, I guess. So, but I don't use a whole bunch of them, and I definitely wouldn't use anything related to Beachbody unless, it's like 21DFX that I'll do like on occasion. But I don't sit there and hashtag like hashtag Beachbody, hashtag coach, hashtag glitter girl, whatever. I don't really use like a ton of hashtags in my posts because I think it's a huge turnoff. As far as aesthetics go, I don't know. It's just, I guess, maybe my personal preference, but I think it's almost cheesy that you're using a whole ton of hashtags in your Facebook post.
Right. Or like a sentence hashtag. And I think that really doesn't serve a purpose. It's almost just funny. I think that's why people do it. Like, OMG, did I really just say that as a hashtag? You know what I mean? I think that's, I know I've done that just to be funny. It's
exactly.
Serving a purpose, Okay, so it's already 9:37, and I think that maybe we talk about the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Group concept maybe next week, or even just we check some things out in the group, because I want you guys to have a chance to ask questions. And I want to real quick talk about the list that she talked about earlier. I know forever ago, I heard this guy, what was his name? Obviously, he didn't make a big impact on me because I don't remember his name. Some speaker, expert, whatever. He talked about the list, and he carried one around in his back pocket. And like he never went anywhere without it. He even showed us. It was this ratty, could barely even read it anymore. And so he just kept talking about the list, add to it all the time. And I'm like, okay. So I made a list, and then I just had the list. And I'm like, all right. So what do I do with it? Like I had no idea where to go from there. And so I think it's important for us to know what to do with the list. And she definitely touched on that. But for me, I write down people for so many different reasons, and it might not make a lot of sense right now. Like, the choir director from my hometown makes no sense right now, but maybe somewhere down the road. So I'm going to look at the names on my list, and I always categorize them, and you do whatever works for you. But I'm usually I make messy notes and talk to this person about this, talk to them about their kids today, whatever. But what I'll do is I'll look at that list, and when I'm kind of feeling lost about who do I connect with today, when I sit down in my power hour, I always go to the list. And if I've got this person on it, I will go to their Facebook page and look at the last couple posts that they've done. I'm not going to go back like a year because then that makes me look like a weird stalker. I'm just going to look at a couple posts they've done. And if there's something that resonates with me, like the last one when I did this today, it was they were on their Harley. Well, I have nothing to say. So like, that's just not going to work out today. So I'll come back to your page tomorrow. I'm not going to do it and be fake about it. When I do like that comment or that post, and when I do say something, I want it to be real. I don't want to force it. So that's what I do with a list. I just use it as this like way to kind of jog and reconnect with people. Remind me whose page to go to and look. And if, let's say that somebody posted, somebody I went to college with, maybe they just had a baby or something. Well, I can totally message them, oh my gosh, so great to see you, happy your baby is beautiful. Hope you're doing well. Message. And then they're going to come back with something, and they're going to say, and then we're going to go from there. So that's what I use my list for.
I just wanted to, not to confuse anyone, but someone who doesn't want to create if you want to put names down on paper to get started, but you can also keep track of contacts through Facebook. So once you're friends with them, you can create lists right here. So you can add another list. So you can go down here and go new list. And you can put, you can put like coach prospect or, coach or whatever, and then you can put them under that list just on Facebook. So if you have, I guess an example for me would be hypothyroidism. Anyone that's my friend on Facebook that has hypothyroidism and I've talked to them about that, then I can make a list and category for them on that where I can do a smart list and they'll all be in that same place. So if I want to take a time in my power hour to connect with those people with just hypothyroidism, I go to my Facebook, I look at the list, and bam, I have however many people on that list that I can go in and connect with them saying, hey, I just had a really big breakthrough on something or whatever. And you can pretty much send the same message to everybody, but it's just, another way to kind of use that list and not really have a separate place for it or a separate system. You can literally just use Facebook and a pen and paper.
So on that Facebook, does it pop up, or do you just go to their picture or their page and it's there and it tells you? I'm confused.
So you're going to create that list.
Right. Create it. And then when you go to them, it'll show you?
Yeah. So I obviously haven't done it. It didn't let me, but let's see.
Right.
But if I wanted to add her to a new list. I can put like glitter girl. Oh, dang it. Okay, so she's in Glitter Girl.
Okay.
So,
So it will pop up and show you yourself. Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, I think you can search through that somehow. If I'm off of her page, then
And you can find all the people you want to be glitter girls or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Okay.
I just would have to play with it for a second to see exactly how to do it. But you can categorize things, through that, where it would be essentially the same thing as like a spreadsheet or Asana would. So if you have somebody in Beachbody On Demand and that's it, that's all, like they're friends with you, but they're just in Beachbody On Demand, like maybe make a folder for them and then put all those people in Beachbody On Demand so that you don't have to go to the group to like follow up with them. I don't know. Again, I have to play with it, but I know you can do it that way too.
Okay.
That's awesome. I did not realize you could do that. That's so cool.
I think that's what Natalie does or started doing.
Love that. What questions do y'all have? So, and honestly, it can be about anything, Beachbody. Just anything at all.
Is anyone having good results with PiYo challenge pack?
I don't ever push like really the promotion. I mean, I essentially do 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme groups, and then anyone else that wants to join, if they're doing something different, then that's fine. But unless they've expressed, through my conversation that I have, as far as like their health and fitness goals or what workouts they typically like, those are questions I always ask. Then if they say yoga and that maybe they had surgery or something and they're trying to get back into it, then I'll typically just suggest that and 21 Day Fix, like kind of give them an option. But I don't really go off of like what the promotions are, because I feel like it's almost like a race. Like it creates more stress than it does. Like it's only $20 off. Like it's not really like all that great in most cases. So for me, my goal is to find the right plan that's going to help them the most. And I think the best option for 99% of people is the 21 Day Fix. And if they have a baseline of fitness and they're already working out and they do that sort of workouts, to take that next step and do the 21 Day Fix Extreme, because we can all essentially do it in the same group and be really successful.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what I focus on and what I do.
So you're saying don't get stressed. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I do the same thing. I just think nutrition is number one, and I feel like unless somebody tells me something else, like I'm specifically in need of, then I always direct them to 21 Day Fix. It's like the jumping off point for me. Everything about it is basic, doable for everybody, and then they can kind of build from there. But I do the same thing. So go ahead.
And something real quick that I always incorporate into my conversations about the 21 Day Fix is it's really difficult for somebody who isn't motivated and hasn't worked out, or maybe sporadic in their workout routine, to jump into a 60-day program and be successful and stick with it. So break down that goal, just like we're doing here in this group. We're making goals achievable and breaking them down so that we can, make steps towards that. Do the same thing in your group, where anyone can comprehend like taking a step to do 3 weeks. Just let's start with 3 weeks. If you're really successful with those 3 weeks and you want something different, let's talk about our next options. But I just think, just from my personal experience, like it took a lot for me to be able to jump in and do a full 60-day program, 5 to 6 days a week for the full 60 days. I mean, it's just hard. It consumes your life kind of. So I think it's important to just let people get those quick results with the 21 Day Fix, and that's why I use it. And you can always repeat.
So you're saying basically let them get their fill of it, and then you can ask them about more if they ask if there's a longer program or a more intense program.
Yeah, just get a feel of like where they're at and what they need. I would say probably almost 10 out of 10 times people struggle with nutrition. Well, the answer to that is the 21 Day Fix, and with the way that our groups are structured, it really offers a lot of different options as far as what they can implement if they want to take a next step, or do high fat, low carb, or do paleo, or other things that we incorporate. And the next excuse is probably time. Well, the time frame of those workouts are really great. It's 30 minutes. When you get into those 60-day programs, the workouts it's a little bit longer, and it's just another reason for somebody to give an excuse to fall off the wagon.
45 to 50 minutes or even longer.
Right. So yeah, all the way around, the 21 Day Fix is just such a great starting point, unless they have specifically specified to you. They're looking for something different. Like for an example, I'm going to do Body Beast. I bought it today. Like I'm doing something completely different. And the girl that is going to sign as a coach on Friday, she's heard about Body Beast, and she's looking on building muscle. So guess what? She's going to do it with me, because that's something that, it's just what she wanted, and it's a promo. So it kind of worked out in that situation, but just listen to people as to what they really want. I think it sounds cheesy, and it's not really about customer service, but I come from a customer service world. Just make this a customer service business in a sense, with relationship building. Like, not that the customer is always right, but give them a sense that you're not going to like push them to buy something. Push them a little if you need to, move them along, but it's not really about selling. It's making them want to take that step with you because you've built that relationship, that you have something really great to offer. Our products speak for themselves. We don't technically have to really sell them on the fact of the product. And you'll see in Asana, for me, I use videos a lot. Like I always send them the video of 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme, and before I send them that video, I ask them, if I send you a quick video, it's 2 minutes long, will you just watch this video so that you can better visualize what I'll explain? And when they say yes, I'll send them the video. They watch the video, they say, okay, great, that looks doable. What do I do? Then I go into the specifics of like what it entails, what the challenge pack is, if it's an option for them, the price. And then I ask them again, is that something you're able to do by the deadline date or whatever? But that's just the system that works for me, and taking small baby steps with them to share your journey, to ask them their goals, to ask them how they'll feel when they accomplish those goals, and get that emotional tie. I think you're going to have a lot better success. And even if they don't purchase right then, like that month, then you're almost saving that relationship for months to come, because you didn't like make it about the sale. You made it all about them and their goals. You know what I'm saying, I guess? Or does that help answer your question, I guess I should ask?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you did a great job. Yeah, I remember back when we first started doing challenge groups, and we would try to do like a P90X group and do 90-day groups. No. Awful. So awful. So I think 21 days, so great, because it's 21 days. So just touch on that.
And the workouts are like 30 minutes long, and you can knock it out really quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll talk about Beachbody On Demand, an idea that we have for all of y'all that kind of goes along with that concept just maybe a different idea for a challenge group. I think we'll save that for another time. You think?
Yeah, it's late, so I would assume most people want to go to bed.
I do. But any more questions?
Is there anything I missed, or do I need to just wait and watch the rest of the recording?
Yeah, just the volume portion you'll want to watch for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was just the first 20 minutes or whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Just quickly, Kimberly, with your challenge groups, after someone does the 21 days, do you, I know Christy lets her people keep coming to the following groups. Do you then, not anymore? Do you then put them into like a VIP group, or what do you do, Kimberly?
Yeah, I have a VIP group, and I'll be honest, I'm not super awesome in that group. I try, but I feel like it's hard to get people who aren't really close to you to stay engaged. So yes, I'll allow them to roll over. To a certain point, I will still encourage them, to continue with Shakeology and explain why. I've started to incorporate a lot of Shakeology information into my challenge groups on ingredients, why it's beneficial, and like really break it down so it adds that value versus just a couple posts about Shakeology and like recipes and stuff. Because for people to be like wanting to continue that, then you need to create like some retention and a reason why it's a superior product to anything else. And then have that conversation with them with the discount. I mean, if you listen to the National Wake Up Call today, the lady that did it said that she does not offer discounts on Shakeology to every challenger. Let them become a loyal customer first and then offer that to them. But I don't know. I just, I agree and I disagree with that because, again, you're kind of on their side as far as wanting them to save money. And when you put discount coaches into trainings and to let them be a part of your team page, I feel like that sense of community can really catapult a coach that maybe just wanted to initially be a discount coach to get more involved a little bit quicker than they originally anticipated. So yes, I will allow them to roll over. Now, if it's like 6 months later and they're not ordering Shakeology anymore or something, then, maybe I shoot them a message and just see what's up if they want to, continue. Sometimes I'll place people who have literally reached out to me and asked if they could continue, or people that participate in my groups because I know that it's helping them. So I kind of just play it by ear, and I don't know. But as far as
Heather and I, we do most of our groups together, and we were having these same people just say, yep, I want to join the next one. And so we have these brand new people who were excited and ready to run, and then 3 of them, and then the rest were all repeat challengers. And a lot of coaches that were just kind of flies on the wall, which is always okay. But we couldn't reuse our content, because same people all the time. So finally we capped everything out at 30 days, no matter what. Our 30-day groups are only for brand new customers, period, no exception. I mean, a new coach can come in and see how challenge groups are run, and then they go into the VIP, but then it's our responsibility to make sure our VIP group is a place where people really want to be. So that's where we do like giveaways, things like that. And that system seems to be working pretty well.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Obviously it's something that I'm not as experienced with it as you are, but I think that for me, as long as they're continuing to order Shakeology and they've asked me to be in that next group, then I'm okay. I mean, the content really doesn't change, but if they're going to participate and like be active in the group, then I'm okay with that. That's just me. But I understand.
Right or wrong,
But
at
yes,
all.
You will get stragglers that just want to buy one time and then they just sit in your group and they don't get any new results and they're just kind of like dead weight. So I mean, it's, again, you'll figure that out for yourself at some point, but I don't know. I think yeah, the 30 days, unless they want to continue with the product, then there's really no reason for them to be in there, honestly.
Yep.
So
That's a good question. Yep. What else you got?
I'll ask real quick. So the giveaways that you give in your VIP group, like, what is that? Like, how often do you do it? What do you give away?
Well, honestly, with my second business center, I order packets through there, and I have got Shakeology truly running out of my ears. Like, it's ridiculous. So that's easy for me. But, like, it's always a great idea to keep little things laying around. And it does not have to be Beachbody products, but why wouldn't it be? Simply because we want to expose our customers to more than just Shakeology. Like, maybe a tub of Energize, I would say, would be a phenomenal giveaway. Like, I would be thrilled about that.
Or even like the sampler pack of the performance line. I've ordered a couple of those. Yeah, so they can try everything, and I don't know.
Shaker cup. I mean, a big incentive would be like the 3-day refresh would be something. I mean, that would be like a big prize. But like one of the things.
What though? Like, what would make them qualify for that?
So it could be. So a little thing that we did this week was take a picture of your refrigerator, like right now. You cannot change one thing. Go now. And then take a picture of fridge and pantry. And then I want you to make some adjustments. When you look at it and you're having to take a picture, you're going to be pretty aware of what should not be in there. And then make some adjustments and then take another picture. And those people went in only 2 minutes, so they're both getting something. That's
Definitely putting them on a spot.
Exactly. But it was fun. I mean, it was a really fun interaction we had with them that day. So I have some random things laying around. One of the people, I've got a really cool journal, and it fits. It's a good gift for her, but I'm also giving her a shaker cup because I want her to get back on Shakeology. Here's your shaker cup. You don't have anything to put in it? Oh, you should probably order Shakeology. I don't know, just saying. So, but like a bigger thing would be to post your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner 5 times or 5 days in a row. Every time you do, we're going to make a note of it. You're going to go in a drawing, that sort of thing. Or share your favorite Shakeology recipe. We're going to put you in a drawing. Stuff like that. It can be anything. But always something that's going to tie back into something Beachbody related, obviously. Product related. So many different things you can do. And then that's also, Jamie Crisson is a phenomenal recruiter. She recruits almost exclusively out of her VIP page. That's where she goes and looks through her members and just kind of spends a little bit of time every day starting conversations with those people. Because those people are all her past 5-day customers, so that's how she does it.
Well, yeah, I got a good sense that she's really active in her VIP group because she's kind of mentioned that she's really personal, like with the people in that group, and shares things that she doesn't normally share and that sort of thing. So that's what I took away, like, just from that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe we can work on stuff too to help get.
Well, I sort of feel like if we're calling it a VIP page, I mean, I suck at treating it like a VIP page.
Yeah, no, so do I, totally.
It's like the last place I post every day. They get the least amount of attention from me. Why am I calling it a VIP page? I really need to work on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could get a lot of my attention throughout the day. Just a wake-up call that just happened right now. So.
Yeah, good call. Me too.
Scared though, Christy, because you're posting 3 times a day on your normal Facebook page. You're posting 2 times a day on your challenge group page, and then you have your VIP group, and it's like,
It's a lot. But that ties into the business activity tracker. If I don't have my tracker in front of me, I really am not on track with posting. But if I do, I'm able to go, okay, check, 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 check. That's one thing I love. What just happened to my voice? I love about Andrea Crowder's is that she is very specific about posting. There's a little section, and that keeps me on track. So that's one great reason to use a tracker of some sort. You know,
How do you feel about using Buffer like for that group? You think that really matters, or?
I just have such an issue with scheduling posts because I hate when I see that little thing
No,
that
I
says
do too.
Buffer Hootsuite. So I don't schedule them.
But for like a group like that, where it could be not all the time, but like the majority of the posts, but it's still like really good content and it's relatable to like what's going on in that week. I mean, do you think like people would really care? I don't know, especially if you're giving, good content and giving good giveaways or whatever to like keep them accountable and involved, then you can interact with those posts, but like you're not creating new posts every single day.
Here's the reality. People who are smart and good at time management do that.
Oh.
I am not one of them. Okay, I'm smart. I'm not going to say that. I am not good at time management and organization. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So what you're telling me is I have to go into Buffer, find all my content. That's one more thing on my to-do list. And so that's why I don't do it, which is stupid. So y'all just do it because stupid not to. Yeah, so there.
And I tried out Buffer with my coaching, like my preview sneak peek this time around. And it's so easy to set up. Like, to me, and then it's in your queue. And you can literally like just go back and change the date on that and just have the same content like already set up for the next sneak peek that's coming up or whatever. And it seems you get to select like what social media it links to, and then you can link different groups to it. So it won't post on your personal page. It'll just post in that VIP page or in that specific group that you selected, and just kind of be done with it. I mean, that would be really good for free challenges too. Just put them in your queue, and then you don't have to worry about, oh crap, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't gotten that next day menu up, or whatever you're doing like for that. Then it can be consistent every day, and then you just like wash your hands of it and go on with your day. And you're not spending time that you should be doing to grow your business, doing business growing activities, posting kind of almost silly posts. Like you're spending a lot of time sitting down, like making sure you have the menu in order or, that content ready to post, and you look down at the clock and you just wasted 20 minutes where you could have been messaging probably close to 15 people in those 20 minutes. So, that sort of thing, I think, is something that I want to start personally getting organized with, because, again, if you're running essentially that same group every month, like a coach sneak peek and like a free eating group or whatever your free challenge is, then that can just go into your queue and you almost like never have to worry about it. You can go in and edit it if you need to and change the date. But it's kind of like that system that's set in place until you change it. So, I don't know.
It's very smart. Absolutely. And I think we sort of touched on this, and then I'm going to sign off as I'm sure y'all are ready to go. But I've got a section on my phone where I have random thoughts that can become posts, because like in the month of August and September, I really have had nothing to say. I've been very depleted emotionally, just in every way, and I had nothing to give. So I would go to that notes section and pull something that I'd thought of before, so that I was still showing up on social media. So I highly recommend that you have something on your phone where you can quick jot down. I even have like a voice recorder. If you've got an iPhone, you should have it too. And maybe I'll just do a voice recording. If I'm driving, something comes to me, I'll record a memo for myself, and that later becomes a post. That way, when the well is dry, I can go there. Another thing that Kimberly and I were talking about earlier today, go to other people's page. Don't ever copy a post, but look at what they're saying and let that kind of inspire you. You know, I have 3 different coaches that I really like to look at a lot. And I'm not going to copy what they say, but I'm going to go, oh, they're talking about this today. I could totally talk about that. And I will just come up with my own content. So it's okay to do that. You know, we're all human and we're all sort of thinking about the same things, just in different ways. So you take the same subject and make it sound like your stuff. It is your stuff. You're the one writing it. So when you don't know what to say, do that. You know?
And, you know, typically the people who follow you, 9 times out of 10 probably aren't following those people. So it's not really, it's
You don't
not,
have to go into detail like they are. So.
yeah, it's not cheating the system or anything. It's just, you know, getting ideas from them and, you know, piecing things together. So I told Christina on like one of my like recent posts about my coach sneak peek and my journey, like I pieced things together from ideas that I got from a couple different people, and then it just fit like for me. So it's okay to do that, because those people that, you know, maybe have been doing it a little bit longer or have generated posts they know that work really well, use pieces of that, because most likely it's going to work for you, you know, and you're going to have success with that. So I don't know, just utilize, again, people that you connect with. But anything else? No?
Sweet. Well, hang up. I want to watch TV.
Okay. I guess that's our cue to hang up.
I guess. All right. So the agenda for, you know, next week, if Wednesday nights work for you guys, like that's fine with me. If it's fine with Christy, you know, we can switch off. We can do them together, like whatever. You know, make that, like start with that list and take a screenshot and post it, or put it in a Word document and post it into the group so that we can, you know, keep that list growing and moving forward each week. I think that's a really good starting place for us.
Yep. And your list is your list. Whatever you want. I mean, maybe it's on your phone right here and you screenshot it every day. Maybe it's scribbled on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, go for it. Okay?
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in and bearing with us for so long. I know it's late for a lot of us, so.
Yes. Thanks, you guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.